bastard. What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. And it's late across the country. And I know that. And this would be a recorded video. But as you know, now all of my videos have to be live for the most part. Otherwise, I'm looking at a very long upload time because I can't go to the library and access the Wi-Fi for a very quick upload. And that's fine. And I had said to you early on when this whole Corona thing started to really progress, I had discussed that with you and expressed my happiness about the fact that I would be doing more live streams, especially when I told you that Metro had sent a text out on the 24th of March saying that they would be offering free data through the 13th of May. So, this wasn't, I just opened with that to say that I'm really not doing this in the spirit of a live stream so much. And I don't really care about the hour because I know people will wake up tomorrow and they will see it, you know. And it's interesting too, you know, when we are on live streams, in fact, even our last one, we were, like maybe, I think at our zenith, we probably had 90 thumbs ups. By the way, do remember to thumbs up, everybody. You have to do that still. You have to thumbs up the live stream. You just have to. So we have a few people that need to thumbs up. 2 people need to thumbs up. Actually, no. Yeah. Yeah. 1 person now. I just lost my train of thought. I was saying that they will, you know, we had Allahu Akbar, all knowledge is with Allah. And then miraculously, after we finish a stream, the number shoots up of viewers. Like within an hour of our last stream, there was, I feel like 400 views or something like that. And I'm like, where were these people at during the live stream? Where were they? I can't. I won't. And I guess I got all my settings right. And I want to start. I will end with the Ramadan part of this because it will send us out on a peaceful note, and you know, it's the first word and the last word that you remember the most. You know, if you're ever in a contest, try to be first or last. But there's a few things that I wanted to share, and and like I say, then I'll end with the Ramadan piece because I'm pleased that there were some of you who reached out to me and expressed that you wanted to know more about Ramadan. Over the years I've been on here, I've done a lot of pieces on Ramadan. Um, most of those went away with my old channels, sadly. But I'm always happy to speak about the topic because it's so important to our people that we understand who our Maker is and what His true revelation is. If you don't have the right instructions, you can't put anything together. That's what your life is. You know, you want to walk around with this fiction that the white man has sold you of his, I won't even say concept, his fiction of the divine. This is why your life can never be fixed. It will never have order. It can't. Because you're not on guidance or on instruction from the divine. But I'll get into that. The first things that I wanted to talk about, this first one is just completely random because I had it came to me in our last stream and I jotted it down. But then when I looked back over my little jottings, I didn't talk about that. And then I realized in the stream I started to go into it, and then I shouted somebody out, and then I got distracted. All right, thumbs up the stream, everybody. We got 5 people that need to thumbs up. If you're watching and hearing me, you need to hit the like button. It just helps the searchability of the video and lets more people know we're here. Anyway, the thing that I didn't expound upon, everybody, was the death mask of King Tut, King Tutankhamun, the boy king. And I wanted to just mention to you, I'm sure I've mentioned it someplace in my work before, that death mask of King Tut is hand-beaten gold. Everybody. Hand-beaten gold. And it's so immaculate. And the rubies and the jewels that they put in it. Let me see if I can pull it up on here even. King Tut's death mask. Boom. Alright, it'll be an hour before I can click on it. Anyway. Why I wanted to mention it before in I think it was my last stream, is because it had to do with something I was talking about at the time, but it doesn't matter if I can't remember the context of that now. What's important is to say this to you, and that is, when we think about, and this ties in really to what I came to speak about, or some of the things I came to speak about, being such an oppressed people. But when you look at this death mask of this king, and you realize that this is hand-beaten gold, hand-beaten, and then the jewels are inlaid by hand. There was no machinery. You understand? That is the death mask of King Tut. Before you even get to the sarcophagus, before you get to that, this is the death mask. And you understand that we are people that come from this. You understand? That's who we are. So that the threat of us to white people, because I always say we name the hand. We don't speak in these terms of they and, people and, but we just, and nah. We name the fucking perpetrator, white people. have such an issue with us. Yet, every single commercial and ad and television show is white and black. So, this is the height of hate, because it's hate and hate. And we know the difference. It's we hate you, and we're hating on you. You see, that's what we have going on. There was a show on that made me sick, and I had to be airlifted to the local hospital. Turned out it wasn't corona, it was just white people, called Bob Loves, I'm going to get the name wrong, I'll just say Adonisha. The names aren't really important. Here you have, for the first time in my life anyway, a sitcom of African Nigerians. I was like, where did this show come from? Subhanallah. And, of course, everybody in the show looks amazing because we're beautiful people. We just are. And turns out Bob is a big fat white beast. Nothing attractive about this beast at all, by any standard. And here we had this delicate Nigerian queen who has a son. And this is who she's dating? I mean, it's in your face. One of the scenes, they go to the church, because sadly our people are still under the hex of that. You still have some of us perpetrating that on the continent, but that's something else. This is an American show with Nigerian actors. I presume they're Nigerian. You know, like they're not just playing Nigerian. I hope they are really Nigerian. And the church was all black, as it would be. And it was supposed to be funny that Bob is going to church with them, and he's he's like most of them, no manners. And I don't know if they live in Jersey or someplace where he talks like this, you know. He goes, oh, how you doing? How you doing? Hi, I'm okay, how you doing? He's supposed to be funny. And this, you're supposed to laugh your way through this. But I didn't crack even a smile during the entire show. Because I tell you, you must watch television. You must watch it. And I also always tell you, I know television. I've been on television. I've been in movies. I've been on television sets. I know television. I've been to show tapings. I know television. I know the controlled environment that it is. But I also know the personalities and how you get to be anywhere, you see. And here it was. I never heard of it. Because there's many things that I don't need to search for in this society. They make sure that it gets to you. They make sure. So in my mind, and if somebody else is more familiar with the show than me, then please let me know. But in my mind, this is now being sprung during the coronavirus. It can't be that old, even if this wasn't the first episode. It's got to be new. It just has to be. You know, there was a scene. One of the things that I will be eating when I move to Ghana is fufu. Now, this is where it's like a dough. It looks just like dough, y'all. It's dough. And then there's a soup that you dip that in and you eat it. they were having this when they had this sloth over to the house. And of course, they tried to make some comedy out of that, him not knowing how to eat it and them being okay with it and all of this. And I was insulted on two levels. I could probably articulate more levels than two, but I'll just articulate two for you. The first one was I was insulted for continental Nigerians. I know Nigerians. And you guys know my Nigerian brother that I tell you about. Our people as a whole, but certainly those of us from and on the continent, purely, are very steeped in culture and tradition. And there's some things that simply would not be a laughing matter. Just wouldn't be. It just wouldn't be. It just wouldn't be. And this is like the overkill. It's not even like on Sisters where they give you the cowboy dude that Danny is supposed to be having sex with. You know, I don't know what planet that guy is attractive on, but he's not a sloth. At least I can physically look at him and go, he's not a beast. He's still a beast, but he's not a beast. But this is, throw the fat white guy at him. See how that works. This is where we should be calling the network. And the advertisers, you see. I have to once again say that for the years that I was trying to start the Black Independence Liberation League, if my brothers had stepped forward, we'd be at the network. We'd be at the advertisers saying, this is what you're going to do, or this is what we're going to do. You see? But there it was. And then right after that, a show called All Rise came on. It's a legal show. And there it was, as I expected. One of the brothers, I feel like he's a police officer. Tall, of course, good looking because he's African. And there he was slobbing up on this white heifer. I mean, it's in everything, everybody. And if it's the last thing I do before I leave this country, I'm going to make your asses join me in a campaign to assault the phone lines of the major advertisers in this country. I will bring you the lists and the phone numbers. And we will assault them with our calls. And what we want to know is why. Why? While Mike Brown is being shot down, and Trayvon Martin, Von Derek Myers, Laquan McDonald, Eric Garner, we can keep going. Everything's black and white. While you're killing us off with Corona, everything is black and white on television. Not like the Indian heifer, or let's quick roll in Zahir from Syria, and let's put him with the Latino chick, and let's bring in Chin Lu and put her with I don't know, let's get the Somali girl or something, no, it's white bitch, black man. Or they do a flip where they do black women with white men, and you don't see no brother nowhere in sight in the ad. There's even an ad that I saw that's running on Revolt TV right now. It's some white guy that I've seen, and he's supposed to be somebody that everybody's supposed to know, and I don't know him and I don't care, but I know his face. And the whole commercial is about diversity and just being who you are. And there's one sister in there for about a half a second. Not a single black male in the ad. Went back on my DVR just to be sure. But it's all about diversity. But no black male in sight. And then on our black shows, there always has to be some gratuitous adding of some white devil person. You see? And this sitcom that I started out describing is another level of that. I want to play you something that Charlemagne, who I cannot stand, but I tell you guys, we accept truth no matter what the source. We do not care. We accept that truth. And we spit the rest out. Now, wait. After I turn all my volumes down. Okay, wait. Wait, Jedi. This is Charlemagne from today or yesterday, whatever. And this goes to what I'm speaking, one of the things I came to speak about. Because the devil and prophets over people is the same thing, really. I'm really merging those two things together because they are one, really. We are now seeing where and I touched on this in the last stream a little bit about them wanting to reopen the country now. Because I've said to you forever, money is their God. They will step over their mother's dead carcass for a coin. Sadly, this is a live video because if it was recorded, then I have pictures that I could put up for you now. But indeed, I did take pictures of the protesters. They showed in different states where people are protesting. They want the country back open and all that. Everybody out there is white people. You understand? I bring this now once again because I have been, one of my endeavors over the years I've been on here is to try to show you the character of these people. I've even said to you, you have to cast yourself as a third-party individual, a visitor, a tourist in this bitch. You understand? Because the moment you begin to think that you're part of it, then you miss everything. You miss it. You stay new, you see more. You won't see it all, but you see a hell of a lot more than you're seeing right now. You understand? Because, Frank, I'm fighting you. I'm not going to let you distract my thought right now. I'll go to comments later, and then I will let you have it. Good to see you, brother. But, if you and I shuttle off to Provence right now, you've never been to Provence. I have 2 homes in Provence and a yacht, but I won't get into that. That will be in the book. That's it. Michelle Obama and I are working on that. I shouldn't, that's not something I want to, there's lawyer, I don't want to, anyway. And you would be wild-eyed as you would on any vacation you went on. Because what? You on vacation. You're a tourist. Everything you're noticing, how do the people dress? What music are they hearing? How do they talk? How do they respond to you? What's their thing? What's their food? You see? How do the kids act? And you would just be noticing everything. Well, I stay in that state. Because I'm not part of this shit. And I know it. And I need you to know it. So this goes to character, patterns, and practice of these people. There they are. We want to be out so we can catch the corona and die off. Well, I want them to open up just for them so that they can finally die off, inshallah. You see? Let them go. But that don't mean we got them. And one of the things I'm here to communicate to my people is we're not accepting any reopening orders. And anybody on your job, any would-be said white devil bosses, you tell them, here are the numbers. My people are the ones dying at a disproportional fucking rate to the point where we could make the case that it is targeting us. So I won't be anywhere but at my fucking house. Period. You understand? This is who they are. Just before I came to you, I saw the bitch, the white bitch that is the mayor of Las Vegas, Nevada. She was being interviewed by Devil Anderson Cooper. And she was saying, we just have to open up the casinos, and we just have it as a test group, like just gonna test out on your life now, see who's gonna die. And to his credit, or to the truth of it, not because he had these pure intentions, because he can't, but to the truth of it, he pushed back and said, so if you're opening these casinos, are you gonna go there and be in the casino too? Just hour after hour, you're just going to be in the casinos. She goes, well, I have a family. I mean, without blinking, she was saying this. And then, like any white devil, when he would say her words back to her, just as she had spoken them, well, now you're putting words in my mouth. That's their character. That's who they are. That's who they are. And then you have this blundering orange lobster that is their president. Think about now how superior. We already knew Obama was superior, but now Obama looks like one of God's chosen angels next to this thing. That's what they are. Obama is who we are and what we are. They've never produced a human being as impressive as just Barack Obama. Where is he? Where is he? I'm happy to be wrong, because it's about the truth. So show me now their version of anyone who is as impressive, self-contained, educated, self-disciplined, and controlled, and beautiful, even, as Barack Obama. I'd just like to see that person. Because I'm sure if they existed, they'd be parading him across, he'd be on television right now. Was recently watching this. There's a documentary you guys have got to see. It's called The Black Athlete. That's probably not the name, but I can't know it without being in my phone. It's a documentary, and one of the things that it's so valuable. I'll have to get the name of it and make sure that I give it to you, because one of the things that even I learned was even this whole horse racing jockeys, that was us, homie. All the horse racing jockeys and the keepers of the horse, all that was black. That was ours until they started their jockey clubs, and then they didn't let us be a part of it. That's why now the jockeys that you see going down the track are mostly immigrant Latinos, Argentinian, or something like that. You feel me? That was us, everybody, just like we created hockey. There's a whole documentary and a book called Black Ice that you should see. I've told you about that for years. But they also were talking about boxing. And the brother Jack Johnson, I think was his name. Nobody could beat him. But it's not even so much about him winning, which of course he did. It was about their response to it. There is this sick, devilish need that only they have to be propped up and to be number one and to have and to just whatever. Before I get too far, let me let you hear this. This is what Charlemagne said, and those of you who are not new to me, you know that I say this. He's a little bit more diplomatic with it than I ever will be. But let's hear him. Still, it's the truth. All right?
The mayonnaise is heavy on this one. America, can I tell y'all something? I need everybody to listen to me, everyone, okay? The diverse coalition of listeners that we have on Breakfast Club, all black people, brown people, all genders, all sexualities, all races, white, yellow, Puerto Rican, Haitian, gather around. Okay, I need everyone who can hear me to listen and listen good. There's no easy way to say this. A lot of old white men in America are the devil. I didn't say all, I said a lot. And a large swath of them are in the South, and a large swath of them are in politics. No one can convince me otherwise, okay? There's just too much historical evidence, past and present, that prove my point, okay? Old white men have been the single greatest threat to this country for a long time, okay? All of that freedom, liberty, justice for all, they only mean that for themselves. And the rest of us are just crash test dummies, lab rats, guinea pigs on these old men's quest for power, okay? You know how they say crisis doesn't create character, it reveals it? Well, think of all the old white men you see right now revealing to the world who they really are. From the President Donald J. Trump to Atlanta Governor Brian Kemp to now Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Dan Patrick is a man who is calling for the reopening of the state of Texas, okay? In fact, he says it never should have been shut down to begin with. He's also the same guy who back on March 23rd of this year said this.
No one reached out to me and said, as a senior citizen, are you willing to take a chance on your survival in exchange for keeping the America that all America loves for your children and grandchildren? And if that's the exchange, I'm all in. And that doesn't make me noble and brave or anything.
I'll stop you there. There's a little bit more that Charlemagne is saying in that exchange, but that last person that you heard, hopefully everybody could hear it. I can't get no more volume, so don't start typing you couldn't hear it. I did the best I could. Was an white devil up on Fox News. I believe he was talking to Tucker Carlson at the time, because I saw that, and I feel like I've mentioned this to you already. And it was this was even before this talk now of reopening. They were already talking about reopening the country, like whenever the guy made that statement, like weeks back, is what I'm trying to say to you. This is who they are. So I'm here to once again try to express to my people how dangerous these people are. Dangerous. And our problem is, as African people worldwide, is that we're not violent enough. We don't have the same inclination, which is good, but we should have the inclination for exactly what Allah has ordained for us. That is an eye for a fucking eye. Period. Don't start none, won't be none. But you start it, we gonna finish it. We will do that. And we will be victorious, and we will be successful. Do you understand? So, this is a problem. Now, then I heard Butt Boy Charles on TMZ sitting up there with his master, the Rainbow Alphabet, Harvey whatever, and they were looking for a reason to attack Jermaine Dupri, because he was warning our people in Georgia, specifically in Atlanta, but Georgia in general. Like, don't fall for the okie doke. This reopening bullshit. Nah. And so now they're going to try and make something out of that, but they played his clip in parts. It wasn't the full piece, but still there was nothing there that you could indict him on. So evident was the truth that when they finished playing the clip and the video came back to Butt Boy and Butt Boy, Massa was agreeing with Jermaine. And then the sister that's on there, they threw the clip, they switched the visual of her. There she was with fucking bone straight ass blonde hair. The bitch needs to die off or fall from a 50-story window. That does not grow out of your fucking head. You're making it worse by trying to look like any white bitch. Period. There's no white heifer that's going to be able to stand against Black Beauty. It just can't. It can't. It can't. Do you understand? They even were talking about, on something, they were talking about, the advent of the butt injections and all of this, and everybody's trying to look like Kim Kardashian and all that. Well, that's not a black sister. That's a white bitch by default. They're actually Persian, but I'm not going to insult the Persians like that right now. So she's just a white bitch by default. And so there are sisters that look like that anyway. Our women have always had more ample buttage than any other bitch on the earth, quite frankly. That's why brothers call it the onion. But now you've been seduced. Suddenly now you forgot the sister already had that. You already had lasagna on your fucking plate. Now it's, ooh, look, lasagna. When you've had lasagna the whole fucking time. You make me sick. Anyway, it is profit over people, everybody. The white man, as Charlemagne even agrees with me, is the devil. And where I would clarify him on is he's saying older white men. We can allow that. But I always tell you nothing just becomes. So older white men aren't just being born old. They were in grade school terrorizing your fucking kids as they are right now. And they're in high school starting shit with your children just as they are now. And they were in college doing shit and hazing and doing all the other shit just like they're doing now. So there was a pathology to them to be old white devil ass men. Born evil, I say. Born. 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 By their own data. I brought you the empirical evidence. Any of you that actually went and watched the links that I included. A few months back, I did a piece, and I included the links to the CNN clips where they had done a documentary about bullying in school, dealing with all different age groups. Who starts the shit? All the studies show that the black kids are the ones who are more likely to invite you and be your friend and be nice and peaceful, but it's the white kids that start all the shit. And I have said forever, since before you even knew me, all of the problems and all of the strife of humanity on the earth is being caused by white people, period. PSA announcement for you right now. You need to lay off of all meat. Anything that's not in your house right now don't need to come into your house. Because first it was Smithfield Foods, the largest processor of pork meat of any type in the country. I think they're in South Dakota. Nearly 800 people positive with coronavirus just at that one pork processing plant. But it just came out the other day that 6 of the largest beef, pork, and chicken processors in the country are the hottest spots for this fucking virus. Now, I know that they're giving it to us. But let's put that a bookend in that for a moment and turn the page. It's there, but hear this now, because both things can be true. I have been saying, I don't know if I've said it to you guys, because I have a life other than on here. most of my life is not on here. But I've been saying, it could be in the food. And the universe began to give me sort of a network, really, once when I first heard about Smithfield Foods, the pork processing plant. And I just thought, you know what? Our people are so in love with swine, can't do without it. And profits over people, they will never tell you if it was something that was in the food. It also makes sense because we know Chinese use a lot of pork. They use a lot of pork, the Chinese. They use a lot of pork. So it breaks out in China allegedly. You are the descendants of slaves. You love chitlins to this day because that's the slop that Massa gave you. You eat pork now. Pork chops, pork ribs. I can't even get my non-Muslim friends, and I make some of the best beef ribs you would ever want to put your damn lips on. You understand what I'm telling you? If it's not pork, they can't eat it. Fuck you and get out of my house forever. And they've got to have their ham, and that like I can't. So that could definitely be one of the delivery uh, methods to our people. It's through the pork. And then they give you, they have pre-existing conditions and they're more prone to which is true because you're eating pork. But there's that pathology. You're eating shit that God has said is forbidden for your ass, period. It's not up for debate. And just because you don't know it doesn't make it not the truth. And I'll get into that later. But that could be one of the many delivery systems to our people, and why we're seeing such a gap in the numbers. Because many of them are going vegan now, and they're juicing, and they're doing it all. And there's a lot of us that aren't interested in that, too fat and lazy, or just too lazy, or just too fat, or just not interested. You see? You can't be keto. You can't be vegan. And if you wanted to, you can't afford it. Unless you're Will and Jada, or you're Beyonce and fucking the Turtle, or whatever. You see? So there's a pathology. While they are also still spraying our neighborhoods with the bullshit. Or delivering it to you through the alcohol that you drink. You understand? Or many other things that I could imagine and make a case for. It's profits over people, everybody. This is a moment in time that we need to stop. You need to stop. We need to stop. I've stopped. I know what's going on. That's why I'm here to deliver the message. I am the Rasul. But you need to stop now and change every fucking thing that you've thought or or ever gonna do. Now is the time to understand. These people are the fucking enemy of our people, and indeed the enemy of all humanity. And if you follow them down this road, it ends in death. Because that's all the fuck they care about. Because they know there's not a place in heaven for them. There's not. There's no place in paradise for these fucking people. There isn't. Show me the prophet and the book that was sent to white people. I'll wait for it. I'll wait. Maybe I'll just take a bathroom break really quick, and you can just find that book and that prophet that's been sent to them. I'll just take a bathroom break. I'll just do that. I'll go. I'll be right back. Wait, y'all. So who found it? Who found it? Who found the book and the prophet that was sent to them? Oh, nobody. Oh, well, I should move on. I shouldn't have worried you with that. I was actually rhetorical, but my point is, everybody, there is a reason for everything that happens in the universe. Whether it is man-made or whether it is from Allah. There's a reason. A reason. And the wise man contemplates, what is this? I've told you even down to a housefly, I contemplate, why are you here? What are you telling me? What are you supposed to, what am I supposed to know from you? A fly, why do you bug me? And finally it was given to me. I'm the only rotting thing in the room. You could be outside with a big spread of food, a feast, and the flies are just constantly doing this. It's a whole spread out here. Why aren't y'all feasting? They get on it too, but they on your ass. Because you're the rotting thing. You're the rotting thing. Notice how flies set up in moist places that are rotting? That's where they lay their eggs, and that's where the maggots go. On YouTube even, you can see where they'll have a fish or a turkey or a bird or an animal of some kind, and they allow a fly to get in just to show that it will lay its eggs, and then the whole thing becomes jelly, and it's very, to most people it's disgusting. I'm not disgusted by stuff like this. I'm not bothered by that. Like, I'm mad when they don't show a dead body, when they blur it out. Show me. But that maggot is, or that fly is reminding me, you're the rotting thing in the room. You're decaying day by day, minute by minute. And that fly is reminding you of that, among other things. So, in this moment as African people across the diaspora, we should be remembering, or be turned on to, or alerted to, whatever you want to use, that we are dealing with a devilish ass fucking people. If to say all of them is just too much truth for you, then we can just sequester it to just the leaders in this country, the governors, the mayors, and the president, and the cabinet, and all the bullshit, the people in Congress. If that's just too much, if the rest of it's just too, you just getting a headache, you can't go on, it's too much truth, Jedi, I can't. It's too much truth. It's too much truth. I can't. I'm dying of truth. I can't. So we'll just sequester it. Because all the evidence is there. This is a devilish people. Devilish. Because when you live your life in a space of righteousness and submission to the one, you understand there is no ambiguity. There is right and wrong. There is righteous and evil. There is this middle ground is a construct created by white people. This saying that you hear, well, there's three sides to every story. There's two sides to every story. Or some people do say there's three sides to every story. There's his story, and then there's the truth. Nah, bitch. There's the truth and there's a fucking lie. That's all it is. That's the lane I deal in. Don't give me shit else. When I worked for Xerox, one of my bosses, John Gadsden, shout out to you if you're somewhere out there. We were one of the accounts that I had in my territory had some issue with me, as most white people will in any setting I've ever been in life, because I'm not a kowtow ass nigga that's gonna make you feel comfortable in my presence at fucking all. I don't exist for that. So there was some issue. I think I don't remember what there's, but anyways, my point is that he was saying, perception becomes reality, and I I just threw the axe of truth at the center of his fucking head. I said, John, don't say that to me. Say that to somebody else. Don't say that to me. Perception becomes reality. What the fuck does that mean? Think when you slow it down. I always tell you, you got to get that remote and slow it down. Then you start seeing stuff. That's how you got to think about life, especially in this environment. Slow it down. Wait, what? What you just say? Perception becomes reality. No, bitch. You're supposed to perceive the truth. It's exactly backwards. Well, perception just becomes reality. No, it doesn't. For your bitch ass it does. Not for me. I live in reality. Anything that doesn't line up with that, I reject. Period. The end. You can't snow me with that. Perception becomes reality. I'm over it. I'm over it. But he said that to me. But that's just one example, of these little, the word escapes me, but, I'll just say ideas. That's so cheap, that's not the word I wanted, but that's what the universe gave me. But these ideas and these ways of thinking and perceiving and saying and articulating things that don't have any basis in logic or reality or the truth above all. Like, I can't. But these are the people. And now, excuse me, it's all about opening the country now. It's only white people that are out protesting and because they are the violent people on the earth, there they were. I wish I could show you pictures, but I'm on live. But there they were, but of course they have to be strapped with guns. Because they're the savages on the fucking earth. You understand? So there's no concept of let me live for the hereafter. That's why they sold you that Christ got on the cross and died for you. So you can go right to hell with them. And they taken a prophet that was sent only to you and selling it back to you in a different fucking package. That's like, give me the keys to your Bentley. I'm just going to take it down and have it detailed. I'm just going to have it detailed about a homie. Just give me the key. You give me the Bentley. I bring you back a fucking tricycle and go, but the Bentley's in there though. It's in there. And you go, it really is. I go, yeah, it's in there. It's in the big wheel. Or the fucking unicycle, whatever the fuck, the skateboard, whatever the fuck they ride now. I don't know. But that's the Bentley. And I make you believe that. This is the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. This is why I crush every Christian that comes in my radius. Crush them with their own doctrine. How many of you, answer me now, went and watched the video that I talked about, that's here on the channel, that I did, that I talked about in my last, certainly in my last stream. I showed you it on the thing. I'll do it again. Anyways, I crush anybody with the truth on any subject, but specifically on Christianity, don't come near me. You don't have the intellectual firepower to even be in my universe. You don't, sadly. And that's why you are buying into that lie. But they've given you this. My bigger point is that these are not a people that are living for the hereafter. This is all there is for them. This is it. This is it. That's why they're trying to make everything heaven on earth. The thing you're supposed to be seeking is to own a home, and it's the American dream, and it's a capitalist society, so you're just supposed to suck up everything and complain about those homeless people that are 6 blocks down from your house because they're bringing down your property value. You can't have that. You see? This is their thinking. This is all completely opposite of what is righteous and what is from the divine, and they're the same thing, because righteousness is the divine. It's the same thing. You can't have one without the other one. You just can't. You can't. Righteousness is one of the definitions of the one. Hear that. Righteousness is one of the very definitions of the one. The one. The one. Qul hu Allahu ahad. Allahu samad lam yulid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. That's it, everybody. So you don't want to take your cues from these people. But now here we are in a crisis, in an epidemic. And this should be now a coalescing of African people. I even see where so many black celebrities are raising money, and we just raised $10 million and we just did this many million, we did this many, and where's that fucking money going? Where's it going? Where's the money going? Where's the donation money going? Who's it going to? Who's benefiting from it? Because I knew before, I think it was even Tupac said it. Or was it Chris Rock? Somebody. But I already said this. I knew this in my life already. Charity don't reach the hood. It don't. And if we're the people that are most affected by this, we should have the money. But here's what makes me sick. Because so many of my people in this nation don't have the righteous thinking. Because you are not Muslim. You are not one who submits your entire will and your being to the one. You've bought into Massive's little theater show. What should be happening in this hour is when we see Teddy Riley and Babyface doing a thing, or that DJ that did his thing, and then there was I'm seeing a lot of black celebrities doing stuff. They should be setting up a fund. We waiting on Massa to send us the fucking stimulus check? Nah, this money should be being routed into one of the black banks in Africa, and then those funds get dispersed to nothing but black people. That's it. We taking care of our own. And we make no apology or explanation. Kiss our ass would be our response. We're ready with that. Kiss our ass. Well, they're just raising money for black people. Well, it's mostly black people that are dying, white bitch. So what else did you want to say? I'm sorry? But everybody's caught up in the hex of it all. There's John Legend playing the piano with some little sissy dude, split screen. And he's got the fucking chandelier earrings and all of it. And there's, there was LL Cool J on Kelly Clarkson, and he's raised so many millions of dollars with somebody else and all this. And nah, this should be now, we are all African people. We are going to donate our millions to a fund where we cut checks out to black people. That's all we're concerned about. That's it. And yes, we still going to take your stimulus, Massa, because you owe us that and then some for the ancestors. So we snatch that and go, give us the rest. 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 Give us the rest, though. But give us the rest. You see? We're in the wrong frame of mind because these people all think they're part of this. We're all in it together, says the white devil. When did we all get in it together, everybody? Were we all in it together when they were bitching that Barack Obama said that Trayvon Martin would look like him if he had a son? Were we all in it together then? No. Okay, maybe we were all together. I'm sure we were. Wait, we were all together, you guys. I'm misleading you. I do remember we were together. Damn it, Jedi. You're putting out wrong information. We were all together when they hung Sandra Bland in her jail. So we were all together. We're all in this together. Wait, there's another time we were all in it together. This shows we're all in it together. When Eric Garner was choked to death, saying no less than 11 times that I can't breathe, we were all in it together. So yeah, they've shown us we're all in it together. I self-correct on that. I self-correct. We're all in it together. We really are. We're really all in it together. We're just all in it together. But they believe that. There was the tribute to Prince. Random. The Jedi says, why? I always tell you, everything is for a reason, everybody. Children aren't just to melt our spirits and turn us into a pile of mush and hand over our wallet and the keys to the car, which I'll do to any child. They use the powers on me. They're to teach us. kind things that ever comes out of the little mouth of the cutest child. Why? It's so innocent and pure, and they mean it. Why? Why? Why was there a tribute to Prince? The Jedi pondered. Well, it really was the anniversary of his death, but we really don't do that in any other case unless it's 10 years. You start at 10 years. Because we already had, right after they die, and then 10 years, you see. You have something right after, maybe the first couple weeks, maybe a couple months, whatever, after the person dies, and then 10 years. We do something. But here it was 4 years. I've never seen it. Or no, do Trump. People said they never saw it before. They said they never saw it before. They said they never saw it before. He's like a fucking, those toys, the monkey you wind up and it just does this with the symbols? That's fucking the orange lobster, dude. Subhanallah, the universe just gave me that. They said they'd never seen it. They'd never seen it. It was like they never saw it. They never saw it. They never saw it. But there it was. And I know television. And what I can tell you, any of you hear this, my people. When the Jedi speaks, you learn. Well, there's no need for the Jedi to speak. If you tape that on your DVR, your homework, you must go back and watch it with this knowledge now. You go back and you watch that tribute to Prince, that Grammy tribute to Prince. You will see this was a casted audience. Like extras. We'll pay you $50, $75 for the day. Because you look at the audience, random white bitches. First of all, most of the audience was white. That's first. And then, strategically placed, you kept seeing effeminate, mostly, certainly wild, not thorough, masculine, king-like brothers, and it would just be just the brother with two white bitches on either side. Overly, celebrating and just really being noticed. The Jedi watches. Yo tengo ojos grandes. You see? It's for a reason. So, go back and watch it. You see the random white bitches with no rhythm. This is a tribute to Prince. You're there and you don't know the words to the song? Most of the people you see in the frame don't know the words. It's a tribute. It's not like you showed up at the Grammys and there's all these performers and somebody comes on and sings a song you didn't know. This is one fucking artist. It's a specific televised event. People have only gathered there for his music and you don't know the words. Most of the people in the audience, that's a casted audience. There was people that looked bored even. Then, on top of that, let's roll out all these white people to do his songs. The only things of memory were Earth, Wind, and Fire, of course, Morris Day and the Time, she did, Don't my kisses please you right, oh baby, 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 we should get married. Would that be cool? I can't remember the name of that song. Don't make me lose my mind, babe. Da 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 ba ba ba. That song, I think that song. Her. Maya Rudolph hosted it. It was just bizarre, but it was an opportunity to roll out worthless ass white people to sing music of a man whose music was so specific. He's from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Do you understand? Funk, rhythm, stank. That's black. only thing you can do is bop around like a fucking sock puppet in the fucking audience. That's all you're allowed to do. You can't be up singing his song. Everybody that tried to sing one of his songs was a total disaster. And I think we got, my people are, what? I'm being told in my ear, Prince actually came back from the grave and he's pissed off and he's suing. I'm being told right now. And I'm getting a text on my other phone. There it is, right there. So that happened. But there they were. Because when I first knew of its existence, before I saw even a single frame of it, I thought, wait a minute now. Prince died under very suspicious circumstances. And there was hoopla with regard to his masters and the ownership of his music and the timing of it all. Now you put all these people up here to sing his music. Who's getting the checks? Who's getting the checks? Because we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars from that one fucking show. Because if you're going to go on anything and you go, I'd like to do When Doves Cry, you know how much they're going to make you pay for that fucking song? You even see fake bitch ass Wendy with her drunk and drugged out ass. You've seen times when she's on her show, she's like, we can't sing, we can't play it because we can't afford the song. Prince's music is in that, and that is up there. You're not just playing his music on international television and there's not been $100 million fucking deals made. You're just not. And then our people are weak because Sheila E. gets to be the musical director. So, and then, there's Usher, who I love, and he killed it, but they only showed they just recycled his performance from the Grammys, or something that was on recently, we talked about that. But my point is that, then they call up Usher, they call up John Legend, and then so they're not even in it. So I'm John Legend. I get a call from my agent or my manager says, yeah, they want you to be part of the tribute to Prince. And then because they're not conscious African people, they're not Muslims, and they certainly are not the Jedi, then their question is, well, how much are they paying? You see? Nobody's saying, well, who's clearing the music? Who owns it? Who? Who's doing this? Does the estate know about this? Is Prince's family okay with this? Because the artists didn't clear the songs that they wanted to sing. Now, whether or not CBS or ABC or Fox or whatever station it was on said to them, we'd like for you to do this song, or maybe certain people said, I'd like to do this song, or I'd like to do that song, you see. But you had white people, it was mostly a white thing. Go back and look at it. Most of the audience is white, nondescript ass white people. I say casted, because that audience is just like the one on The Masked Singer. That's why I know it's the same casting company. It's the same. It's the same company. Because that audience is just like the fucking Prince audience. Go watch The Masked Singer. See the audience. And you'll see once again they have black men strategically placed between white bitches. You may get some new age looking black people. One couple maybe. Or they don't look like they're together. But they might be standing next to each other. But that's not the norm. That's the anomaly. So, but mostly you see white bitches and other people, but certainly when you see black men, they're between white women. This is the truth I speak, because I watch television. You can't watch television with me, because I'm sitting here going like this. Wait, go back. Wait, pause, wait. And I look at a frame, I go back, what, say that again? Wait, just a second. What? I analyze fucking television, you understand what I'm telling you. Nobody can watch television with me. Nobody. Unless they're in a space of let me learn something. Then it's very, very entertaining to watch television with me. Because you will learn. And you will see television in a whole different way. It's in your fucking house. This is the modem of communication. You think they don't got something to say to you? They do. same audience. That Masked Singer is the same audience as the fucking Prince audience. That was a staged fucking audience. They weren't having the right responses to shit. They didn't really know the words. It was a damn shame. This should have been put on, if it was going to be done, it should be done when it's the 10-year anniversary. It should have been done at, dare I say, Tyler Perry Studios. Fine, we'll do it at Tyler's. And it should be nothing but black artists paying tribute to our brother. Our brother. Our brother. Our. He was ours, is ours. Just like Michael Jackson is ours. There was also another little piece in this to try to, because they've been doing this even since before Michael passed away. They've been trying to elevate somebody else up over Michael because they want you to forget he ever existed. Well, you can't. I say it for the millionth time. I'm going to say it till I take my last breath. The most famous human being ever recorded in human history since Allah put Adam on the earth is Michael Joseph Jackson. It's not up for fucking discussion or debate. It's just the truth. Swallow it. Period. The most famous human being ever known and recorded in human history. And the greatest entertainer the world has ever known. Period. You're not putting anybody up over Michael Jackson. You're just not. And that's not to take anything from Prince or anybody else. Like, I always tell you, if you have more than one of anything, there's always one that's a standout. Just the way it is. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. So, we need to understand this. But you'll go back and watch that. The other thing I want to say about television while I'm on the soapbox of it. Notice the Ellen show, which I don't watch, but I've seen it enough to say this to you. Because I know television. And I've been to live television tapings as well. Producers, when she's like, where's so-and-so? You think they just she called a random name and they came down? No. They were talked to by a producer beforehand. Okay, I'm so-and-so. Ellen's going to come out. How are you? They're already sizing you up to see if you're what they want for that, whatever they're doing. Because, you know, every bitch, even the black bitches in the fucking audience, as soon as they call their name, they all suddenly have a fucking seizure. Oh my God, Ellen! Oh my God, Ellen! Every single, say I'm lying. Every single one of them on her fucking show and on that game shit she has. Everybody immediately goes into a diabetic seizure for Ellen. The only time humanity has had that reaction to a human being, it's been Michael Joseph Jackson. Nobody's having that reaction for Ellen. Nobody. And there's another show that I noticed it's probably on the same network, and they're doing the same thing. I'm like, no, he's the same fucking producer. I know it is. I just can't think what it is. But that's on purpose. Michael Jackson, subhanallah, Rahimallah on this brother. But we've seen Michael could pop up out of the stage and 80 people faint. He hadn't even done anything but breathe. And they're being carried out on stretchers. The ambulances are rushing them away. They can't, he just appeared. Has not done anything at all. And people are passing out and dying and shivering and shaking and just uncontrolled. Because he had something he radiated. Ellen don't got shit she's radiating. What's the bitch radiating? What is she radiating? What? That would make any bitch be, oh my God, Ellen! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Bitch, take a Valium and call your doctor immediately. I'm over it. But I mention that just to make my point about the controlled environment of television and to buttress my point about this Prince tribute audience. It was casted just like, and I contend by the same people that cast the Masked Singer. Same people. Same people. Same people. You know. And, you know, when an artist shows up for something like that, when you show up for rehearsal, you're not just showing up to sing the song. You're telling them what lighting you want. If you're speaking with the director of photography, if you have a choreographer, they should be dealing with the director of photography. I always know when I'm watching something, especially if there's a dance sequence and they're cutting to random shit. I'm like, why didn't you talk to the choreographer? Why? Or the choreographer didn't know. Who was the choreographer? Because we must see the dance, and when we don't, we know that there's a problem. There's a breakdown right there. You understand? But you're determining your lighting, any smoke effects, props, all that stuff. You know, get me from this side. Make sure you do this on this cue. Make sure this happens and this happens and this happens. You get a great performance. You know. So they're an integral part of it. They're not just showing up. They're not just showing up. So none of them, from Sheila E. to everybody else, shouldn't have been there. Wasn't put on by a network that is ours. Like I said, where the money goes is questionable. Before you even get to the money for the music, we're talking about the millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars for the fucking commercials that you saw. That ran ads because who's the true prince? You know, 100 million for an ad. Who knows? Whatever it is. You know. But I just thought when I was watching this, nobody's thinking this right now. Nobody's thinking this. That's one of the things that I infer when you hear me say to you, it's very lonely to be me. It's very lonely a lot of times to be me. Because my phone isn't going to ring and somebody's telling me, Jedi, do you see this? I'm calling. Do you see this bullshit? You need to notice this. You see, I want to get that call. I want to get that call. I don't want to always be the one making that call. But I thought, none of my people are going to see this. They're just going to be into it for what it is, what Massa has did. I will tell you, they set the tone. They set the conversation. You just go from that only. And saying, no, this is the data, this is the book from which we'll read, and we will act thusly from this. It's always, they put the shit, whatever it is, and everybody just goes from that only, as if that's the only fucking garden to grow shit from. And it's not. It's not. It's not, damn it. Let me get some of your guys' comments, everybody. But I need you to remember, it's profits over people. And in this hour of pandemic and all that shit, we need to understand that we are Africans. If you didn't understand shit before now, you understand it. I was rewatching the 2019 BET Awards. And, Burner, or some fucker's name. I feel like his name was Burner. Burn or Burner, something that burns, whatever. He won some award and he wasn't up there, and they were about to say, he's not here, and they go, wait, and then his mother came up there, Allahu Akbar, and she was continental African. I feel like she was probably Nigerian. But she said, because she had that thing, like Nigerian, well, most African mothers that I've been exposed to, I love their, they just have this thing, they don't take no shit, they're very loving, but they're very tough, you know. And so she had no issue saying, she goes, he's the busiest person I've ever known. He was just there and now he's not. I don't understand this. You know, as if she was just at home scolding him and she wasn't being seen by 100 million. I loved it. She goes, but if Burner was here to speak, which he was there, but I guess he had left and he wasn't, you know, maybe it was in the bathroom. I'm sure he would want to say, she said, I'm sure he would want to say, that black people everywhere, please remember, you need to please understand that you were Africans before you were anything else, and she walked off the stage and the place stood up. And I just thought, that is a fucking drop the mic moment. Like, just drop the mic, dude. Like, there's that what? What? Who could follow that? What are you going to say? You can't. But I love that she said that on such a scale and in that room. Because it's the BET Awards. You know? And then Tyler Perry had a moment where he said, and you can see all the faces on the rappers in the audience just cracked. They're still picking up pieces of their jawbones as I speak. He said a lot of things, but one of the things he said during his speech, which was very beautiful, by the way, he said, you know, so while everybody else over there talking about Oscar's so white, I'll be over here building my own table. And at the end of it, he said, so to all your artists, you need to own your stuff, own your companies, own your business, own your shit. Like he was just own. And he was walking off and he just gotten the Icon Award or whatever it was. And you could see the little fucking sissy looking rappers with their little fucking tattoos and little dainty bullshit and their tight little jeans. And it's all very dainty, y'all. Show me a rapper that's hard. I'm putting up LL. What you got? What you got? What are you going to put against LL? Because that's one of our, or Nas, or, you know, our real rappers, you know, Naughty by Nature, Tupac, you know, these are males. These little dainty motherfuckers with the little pink streaks and the blonde, and here they come with the little tiptoe, and fuck them. And the bitches that gave birth to them. But you could see all their little faces crack. Like, Tyler had just, and he wasn't trying to shade nobody. He was really just trying to pass on information. But you could tell it just kind of just shaded them down like, damn, I'm really not shit. I'm out here flossing and showing racks. I'm really not, I'm nothing. You could feel, I could feel it. I could feel it. And I could see it in their faces. I could see it. Let me see what y'all are saying. Shout out to Margaret. Hey Jedi, sweetheart, how are you? I did that thumbs up. I love you, Margaret. Thank you for that. And you guys have been doing a good job with the thumbs up too. I see the numbers. That's why I haven't had to keep repeating it. Donna Gray, good morning from the UK. It's now 6:12. I'm deeply honored, and a big shout out to the UK. I know I have a lot of people in the UK that watch me, and a shout out to the UK. I thank you so much. It's good to know that reach feels really good, you know, like especially back when I had my big channel. When I really began to understand my reach, that's what mattered the most to me. That's what mattered. That I just feel like everybody on earth needs to hear me. I've always felt that way in my life. So big shout out to the UK. Betsy, my sister. Hi Jedi. I have insomnia, so I'm happy you're here to give us more wisdom I can sleep on. Okay, I'm glad you're here, Betsy. You know, and I told you guys I have insomnia too. I have real bad issues with sleep. I take sleeping pills. Not so much lately. I've just been trying to. I just make the choice. I go, okay, I'm just gonna stay up until I fall asleep. Make myself. I try to work around it. Like I don't want to just be like, okay, I'm just taking a sleeping pill, you know. But they certainly help. You know, there's times when I'm just like, okay, I need a sleeping pill because it's 4 o'clock. I'm still not asleep. Damn it, you know. And then whatever. So I just play it by ear. Sean Scott, hey Jedi, I'm here ready to learn something tonight, my brother. Well, I'm glad you're here, Sean. Frankie, look outside. I'm gonna be at your house. I'm standing outside. But I'm standing outside though. Shout out to Marvin Scott. Renee Robinson, shout out to you. Says in the current environment of the corona, the death mask is called ventilator. 80% death rate. I love your play on that. You know. Yeah. I love that. Because I started out, you guys telling me about how much I love King Tut's death mask. And Renee is saying in the current environment of the corona, the death mask is called ventilator. 80% death rate. I love that. I love that. It really is the death mask too. You know, because what they say, only 1 in 4 people that goes on a ventilator survives, or something like that. A lot of statistics coming out. Big shout out to Ray Supreme, Black Fist, my brother. The eye pupils on the King Tut mask is made from black obsidian. If you look at the sun through black obsidian, it turns the sun light violet, purple, which is the color of royalty. Purple is indeed the color of royalty, and I didn't know about that with looking through that. But again, the death mask, y'all, is everything, dude. Like, it's... the death mask of King Tutankhamun. Wow. Everything. Do you understand me? Everything. 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 And when I was growing up, we used to have a book in our house. But the whole cover of it was that mask. That's when I first was like, oh my God. So it was love at first sight for me. And then Ray goes on and says, black obsidian is a natural volcanic glass crystal, aka carbon. Carbon is also melanin. We know that that's exactly the truth. That's exactly the truth. For y'all that didn't know that, you need to get your game up. Shout out to Sweet D. And also I want to shout out everybody that has sent me links to watch or read on anything. I've watched and read any links you guys send me. I just, inshallah, on my next one I will have made notes of those things so I can respond to them. But by Allah, I swear to you, I always go and read any articles you guys send or links that you put in the comments for me to go and watch. I do that. I just can't call them to mind right now. Sweet D says, Georgia is opening up. Let them be the test dummies. Of course, it's on a black community. Yeah. And I hope that they heed our brother Jermaine Dupri. He was very passionate and very like, this is some bullshit, you could tell. We can also infer the things he wasn't saying because we're Africans and we know our brother. And I just think that, and I think that anyway, I just think that just because they say, oh, we're open now, that, so what that means? So what? I don't need to go nowhere. Just because you say. Nah. And have nasty ass fucking white people breathing all over me? Fuck that. Not doing it. Daryl Eiffel. And shout out to the North Carolina. Sean Scott says, so send everyone to their death. I don't think so. I know, right? The letter and number. Hi, Jedi and everybody. Hi to you. Remind me who... I think we went through this last time. Remind me who you are again, because I don't remember. Sweet D says, Malcolm X said it. They don't respond to compassion. They don't. They just don't. Listen, we just have to accept these things, everybody. To say anything else is just foolish. You understand? I'm trying to show you. Listen, we do this with everything else. Except for the very fucking people that are killing, maiming, oppressing, and suppressing our people. You gotta know who the fuck they are and call it exactly what it is. These are godless ass fucking people who practice nothing but evil on all of goddamn humanity and particularly African people. We just have to know that. Sweet D, don't eat pork or beef. Don't even eat a lot of chicken. That's what I was saying. You know, like, I would just hold off on all meat right now, y'all. It's just not worth it because you just can't trust them because it's profits over people. And I remind you, there was a case back, I believe it was in the 1990s. Oprah Winfrey had a guy on her show that was talking about, I think he was talking about nutrition, But he started talking about beef. And at one point he showed an aerial shot, and it was cows. And Oprah says, "Now, what's that black? What's that? The black that they're standing on? Is that their what? Their something?" He goes, "No, that's the feces." So that kind of recoiled her. Then he said, "You know, when you eat a burger, you're eating up to 10,000 animals." She goes, "So there's up to 10,000 animals in one burger." He goes, "Yeah." She goes, "That has stopped me cold from eating another burger." The next day, beef stock fell 20% or something like that. And because it's profits over people and white psychotic minds, she did it on purpose, said the white devils. And there she was a few months later in Texas defending herself because the beef industry was trying to sue her. This is who they are. She won the lawsuit. But just that they brought it articulates what I'm saying now. You think they're going to tell you that the fucking meat supply is fucked up and it's part of the corona bullshit? You think they're going to tell you this? The people that worship fucking money have made their entire society about it. Have made greed the very mission statement. We're a capitalist society. It's the stock market that matters. You think they're going to tell you? I always tell you, if you're not fucking with their money or their ability to take their next fucking lousy ass fucking evil ass breath, you will never get a result. Ancan 228, from the rooter to the tutor. Glad I stopped eating pork in 2018. I started fasting this month. Allahu Akbar. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about fasting when I get into my talk about Ramadan, everybody, because also, you know, it's interesting. As I've told you, Islam is the way of life that Allah has designed for you, period, the end. It's not up for discussion. Just because you don't know it doesn't mean a fucking difference. It just is the truth, and it's going to be the truth whether you accept it or know it or not. But since Allah put man on the earth, we've been Muslims. And something we've always done, which all the prophets did, was fasted. We fast not just in the holy month of Ramadan, but we fast on Mondays and Thursdays. So we already fast 2 days a week. That's part of our way of life. Now the big thing is intermittent fasting. Meanwhile, we've been doing it for thousands of years. But you don't know that. You don't know that. Because that's not in the New Testament. It's not what Massa told you. So you don't know it. Sean Scott says, I will say worldwide, I guess that is about 75%. No good. I wasn't reading when you were talking, so some of your comments, all of you guys, some of your stuff will be out of context for me because you were responding as I was speaking, and that's fine. Do that. You don't need to change at all. I just need to. But sometimes if I go to comments, then I lose what I'm saying, the thought I'm expressing, and then when I see it back, I realize I didn't finish something, or I didn't complete a point, or I didn't go to something else that had come to me as, you know, it's just the whole thing. Anyways. I love this. Ancan says, people use a lot of catchphrases to make their ridiculous points. It's the truth, you know, and most of those have been dictated by the fucked up thinking of white people, you know. I guess you were testifying to what I said. Sean Scott said, Pac said it, yeah. Betsy, the bacon be tasting good though, yum. Yeah, Betsy, and it's going to corona your ass right into the grave, and I don't want to see that for you, my sister. I don't want that. So let us not let taste be the thing that sends us to our grave. There are other things that taste fantastic. And just as a holistic statement, I like to say to my people, our palate is too uh, undiverse anyway. You know, black people are trained that you only eat one thing. If you want to introduce black people to something delicious and new, don't fucking tell them what it is. Cause the first thing they gonna say is, "Oh, I don't eat that." You never had it, so how the fuck you know if you don't eat it? You don't. You know. So, and there's other bacons out there if you just must have bacon. But I'm trying to articulate, Betsy, that first of all, there's a whole video here on the uh, channel about the dangers of eating pork. I've articulated to you all in my work that there's over 75 diseases that are directly tied to eating pork. Like, directly. And I go through in that video and I name them. A lot of them are $150 words. But, I've even articulated to you that when you do the CAT scan of the brain of a Muslim or even an Orthodox Jew, our CAT scan is different than y'all Christians. Yours looks like a starry little night, because that's all the parasites that's on your brain from eating pork. This is why you have more Alzheimer's and dementia. Those are directly caused by fucking pork. But they're never going to tell you that, because the stock could fall. And it's profits over people. So let's find a cure for Alzheimer's, or we just don't know what's causing it. We just wish we knew. Quick, sell them more pork and bullshit. We just wish you knew it caused Alzheimer's. We just wish we knew. TR Zleffy Gaming, shout out. TR, yes, I am fasting, will be fasting tomorrow, today, because it starts on Friday. The answer is yes. Are you Muslim? Ann Can says, I didn't see the tribute, but I thought it was really out of the blue. See? And it was presented by the Grammys. I was like, is it time for the Grammys? I was confused. No, and see, it even struck you. That was the whisper. You just knew something was wrong. You didn't have all the information, but it just kind of felt wrong. Like, what? You know. So, that's good. Donna Gray, worst catchphrase for me is let me play devil's advocate. Donna, I love you because wallahi, if you hadn't said that, I wouldn't have remembered. I thought about this the other day. A lot of things come to me when I'm sitting on the toilet, y'all. And I thought about that. And I just thought, that only means, let me now say some shit that only would be the position of white people. That's all that ever means. Because a phrase like that would never exist in a society or amongst a people that was only interested in righteousness. It just wouldn't happen. It's like I've told you for many years. Scientists and doctors and things like that, you never hear them arguing. Intellectuals never argue. We discuss. You see. Because you're not interested in bringing up some bullshit that's out of your ass. We discuss around what is known. What is known. And we discuss that. And pontificate and expound and whatever we got to do with that. You see? This devil's advocate means let me pull some bullshit out. Because the white evil voice must have a voice here. Because if we don't have the devil's advocate, then we're leaving the space. We've taken up the space with only righteousness. And that can't happen. So let me play devil's advocate. It's like these people that double speak when they say something, and instead of just being authentically black and militant about anything, they feel like they gotta say something that appeases white people. You're never gonna get that shit out of me. Bite my entire ass. Let me play devil's advocate. No, just tell me what you believe to be truth. I love that, Donna. I love that. Shout out to you, Cassandra. Cassandra saying it sucked. It was so disrespectful. It just was not. First, it didn't live up to. Listen, this dude Bilal. The last time they had a tribute for Prince right after he died, which was on BET. Thank you, please. This guy Bilal came out and did that fucking Darling Nikki. That's the name of it. No, Darling Nikki is something else. This song that her sang that I was trying to tell you guys that I can't hear in my head. Anyway, Bilal did that song and murdered it to death. You understand what I'm telling you? He really killed it. His falsetto was right on point. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Don't mind kisses, please. You right. And all that. He had it, dude. And he had on some shoes that he wasn't gonna wear heels, but he had a heel on. But it wasn't, it was more of like a man's jazz heel. So it was he could do it. But Bilal was a very masculine brother, so it worked. Anyways, that's who you want doing something for this. White people are up there. It was a karaoke thing for them. First of all, music from African people comes from our experience and our soul and who we are, our being. It's not just a tune that's catchy, and that's what it is for them. That's why they love our music so much. You see, they'll do a whole documentary on blues or jazz, and it's a bunch of white people up there telling about, and Otis Redding used to do so and so and so and so, and how the fuck would you know? And why do you care? This is not you. It's like somebody trying to tell me about my mama that's not even my family. I don't appreciate that. I don't take kindly to it. That's that for me. That's what that is for me. That's what it is. Damn it. So it was like a karaoke thing. It was karaoke. But I will say, when Morris Day and The Time came out, I felt so at home. Because Morris Day, and I met Jerome years ago at A&M Records. And he still looks exactly the same. He still looks the same, man. He looks the same. It was good to see Jerome. It was good to see Morris Day. And he brings that, like, I'm sure white people don't even really get Morris Day. Like the band's already starting, the way he come out on stage, like, just, I'm so most, and just Cat Daddy it. And I must be pretty, and I'm just, every female in here is going home with me, so it's nothing. And then the mirror effect, and just the little dance, and like everything about him, man, that's the dude, like, that's the dude. That's the dude. That's the dude. Do you understand? And he still has it, the little effects, and he's it, man. That's when you feel like, yeah, this is, But all them fucking nondescript ass white people come there singing, doing shit, nah. I can't with it. When they do like oh man, it's killing. I'm like, yes. More of that. Cassandra said Morris Day was good. They were. They killed it. Cassandra said it was horrible. Sheila E. was on point, but overall it was bad. It really was bad. And also, Cass, if Sheila E. had slid down that stage one more time, it was going to be a problem for me. I don't know how old Sheila is, but in any show, no matter what artist you are, you get one run and slide. We could allow two as just an encore piece. Any more than that, set your ass down. Appreciated that she did Glamorous Life too. That song always just resurrects when you hear it. Dun, 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 dun. And if the keyboardist is being stingy with it, dun, 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 it's real staccato, and it gets you even more like. And then Sheila started hitting that. Oh man, they bad. So and she's not aging either. So that there's that part. But if she slid one more time though, even one more time, that's all I can tell you. But it was diabolical, in its intent. This was a money bag for white people when we think about uh, generational wealth for white people and all of the generations and centuries that they have been the welfare case on the backs of the work and the gifts of African people. This, yet again, I proclaim to you, was another that. That's what it was. Damn it. It just was. Excuse me. Well, Cass, Vanity was a very good friend of mine, and I know a lot about Prince. Some things I will take to my grave, um, just out of respect for my friend. But Prince was a very respectable man. It's hard to know that when you see the lace and the chiffon and the heels and it's all very feminine. But when you know the understory, and some of it is known now to the public, he was an honorable man. He really was. And one of the issues, when you say he should have married Sheila, that wouldn't have happened because Prince was, he's kind of like me in this way. I never really thought about it this way, but there are some men that we are just specific about the type of woman that we feel most comfortable with. You know, no shade and a shout out really to the brothers that are just like, give me any female and I'm good. You know, um, but there are those of us who, when it comes to the selection, it's a specific thing. Now, there's a difference in type and then everything else. That type thing is not really, that's really immature, really. But then sometimes, but unless it's organic, like I don't just prefer chocolate sisters, but when I look back over my life of dating, even the sister I lost my virginity to, chocolate drop. I somehow chocolate women show up more in my life, and that's fine. But I don't have a dark skin, light skin uh, preference. If you like me and I like you, we can be together. Like that's I'm good. But I think Prince was. I know for a fact that he was that way. And but he also was like me in that loyalty is every fucking thing. Period. That's why you only saw Prince when he wanted you to see him. You never saw him falling out of clubs or limousines or anything like that. It was just like, nah, I will run this because he controlled his universe. You have to. Something I saw, they asked him, it might have been on this damn thing, but somebody asked him, said, why do you still live in Minneapolis? He said, because it's cold in Minneapolis and it keeps the bad people out. They can't take it. Now it sounds like a cute little answer, and it was meant to be, but it also was not a joke at all. You understand? because the value of loyalty in a world, when you see the world and you see humanity, which you can't write the way that he wrote unless you saw humanity. And you had to know yourself the way he knew himself in order to be able to traipse out in chiffon and high heels. But when you get to a certain point in your life, my people, then you understand that loyalty is just a necessary part. Like, I just have to. It will be a part, or it just won't be anything. And he was that way. So maybe Sheila didn't have the proper loyalty requisite. Maybe she ran her mouth too much or something, you know. Um, with Vanity, it was her back and forth. At that time, she wasn't a drug addict, but just the fact that she was using drugs was unacceptable to him. So when he found Apollonia, that was like a diss in the face of Vanity, because she looked so much like Vanity. We were standing on the back balcony of her penthouse, and Let's Go Crazy came on. And I was singing it. Like, I have music in my head all the time. I just do. And I was singing it. And then she began to tell me the whole story, you know. Even the first time I went to her penthouse, just after we first met, and she was on the phone, I feel like she was on the phone with Sheila E. then. But there was this white snake in an aquarium, a dry aquarium, that I noticed. And I just sat on the couch. And while she's yakking away on the phone, she goes over and gets the snake out and comes over and puts on, here she loves men, and just put the snake on me. I'm like, oh, no. And this is my first time in her house. I wanted to throw the snake across the fucking room. But you're in Vanity House, you know. But I found a way to just, no. And I just put it on the coffee table. Like, nope, I don't do snakes. Fuck that. But she had gotten that from Prince. Because when later, after we become friends and we were living together, and or whenever she told me about the story of the snake. Maybe it was that night. It might have been that same night, y'all. But when she said, Prince gave me this backstage at the American Music Awards one year. And I go, I have that award show on tape. And we would have moments like that, like, I know that night that happened. I had that on videotape. I had it. I could tell you what you were wearing. I know that you presented to Prince that night. That you talking about the American Music Award, that must have been the same show, so I know. But it was backstage. She just came to sit here. You know, I heard you love snakes, is what he said to her. So, he was real big on loyalty. Really big on that. That's why he controlled his environment, because people will betray you. They will. They don't have your heart. So it's just easier. You don't have to be trying to control a bunch of people. Just control your own fucking world. Just like, I run this. I'm the captain of my fucking ship. I decide what happens with me, period. It's not about telling you what you're going to do. This is what happens to me. And this is the requisite to be around me, or to be in my orbit, period. If you can't go with that, then you got to go. And that's who he was. That's one of the things that he was. But Vanity was to be his protege, you know, because his whole thing was mirroring women, to show women to women, and show his respect for women at the same time. And apparently a lot of women got it. You know. But so Vanny was really his protege. You know, you know, but he would do a lot of things too. He wrote songs that people don't know he wrote. He would just put a different name on it and stuff like that, you know. And there was groups that he wrote songs for, and people, and you've heard songs by him. And oh, by the way, speaking of money, y'all, or speaking of songs, when I did my whole R. Kelly thing, the several videos I've done about R. Kelly, when I I did a whole piece telling you R. Kelly's not broke, and I was running down the money. The truth always has a way of slipping out. I would say truth and water are the same thing for me. They find the path of least resistance, and they coming through. Now, R. Kelly's trying to get out of jail because of the corona. Well, they mentioned in one of the reports he's made $200,000 in royalties just this month alone. But he's broke. They've told you. But they let it slip. Because I know. I ran down all the shit he's written and the people he's worked with. He even I showed you the song he wrote for goddamn it, Britney fucking Spears. They're not canceling R. Kelly. You're just not doing that. Because there's too many fucking white people that are attached to his coin. You feel me? And they don't want to be canceled because what? Money is their god. It's first above everything, you see. So R. Kelly's not broke, and that's just the fucking end of it. All right, let us understand this. Okay, I think I got everybody's comments. You know what I think I'm going to do, you guys? I will just say this. I will speak on Ramadan tomorrow or in my next piece because we will be fully in Ramadan. And I will be in full mode, you know. It is the holiest time to be alive. It is a privilege, is the most privileged time to be alive. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Ramadan represents the ninth month of the Islamic calendar. I told you we're not on this Christian calendar bullshit, everybody. Even for our women, I've brought you the empirical evidence that your very menstrual cycle is with the moon. You should be asking why. You can show that, you can prove that to yourself. And all revelation that Allah has sent down has come during Ramadan. From the Torah to the Injil, which doesn't exist anymore. So there's no such thing as a fucking Bible. Nobody knows what that is. The Torah, the Injil, the Quran, and the Veda, any of these other books, are all come down during Ramadan. Revelation. You see? Tie that now to your cycle. You should also watch the video that I did called The Miracle of the Number 19 in the Quran. Your hair will fall out. Your hair will fall out. My people need to know divinity. You need to know the essence of the one. Won't even say woman. Woe. Allah uses woe when he's warning you. When he speaks to mankind in the Quran. Woe to those who X, Y, and Z. And woe to those who X, Y, and Z. Woe, man. Woe. This woman is here to keep your bitch asses in check. Whoa! Do you understand? Oh, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Anyways. And I will devote a full thing to that, and I'll do it at a time when some of the people that I know specifically were asking, Jedi, please talk more about Ramadan. I'd like for them to have an opportunity to be present, at least give them an opportunity. Now, whether they show up or not, that's on them. At least I'm making the gesture now to say, well, let me do it at a time when it would be most likely they would be able to be part of that, you know. I think it's the right thing to do. My heart says so. So I just want to say again to my people that You need to put down everything that you have thought or been taught up to this very moment. You need a reshifting right now. I always tell you, if you want something you never had, you got to do shit you never did. That's the formula. That's the formula. If you want something you never had, you've got to do something you never did. Write that shit down on your mirror or somewhere. Put it in your phone as your screensaver, whatever the fuck, so you can see that every day. If you want something you never had, you got to do shit you never did. That's the key to success. That's the essence of it all. And in this hour, you need to draw ranks. If it's not African, it's not you. It just can't be. It just can't be. They've shown and are showing you who they are and what is important to them. That they have always been willing to kill us off and to risk our lives and to sacrifice us. They've always done that. This is no different. This is no different. We are not in this together. Yet again, this is black against white because they made it so. They did that. They did that. If I don't speak tomorrow, then I will speak on Saturday. Yeah, I also told you guys that I would share with you if I got a check from Massa. I have not received anything. So, there's that. And we will be talking more about this because this is not over. You know, but I just remind my people, don't fall for this. We're opening up. Fuck that. Stay home. Continue to protect yourselves because Allah helps those who help themselves. You understand? What's for you is for you, but don't be a damn fool. Because you can say, well, I can just stand in traffic. If it's not meant for me, it's not meant for me. Well, now it is. Because you do indeed seal your fate with the choices you make. Because if you didn't stand out there, then we know for sure you wouldn't be hit right there. We know that. We know that. We know it. We know it. Don't be a slave to materialism the way that they are. Money is their God. The one who made us is infinitely more powerful, praiseworthy, wise, and impressive than any fucking piece of paper or coin they're ever going to produce. It means nothing. And I've told you a million times, stop living for this world. This goes like that, and then it's over. That's why recently I did that stream. I think I titled it 5 Days to Live. What would you do? This is time to think about that. What would I do? What's important? What would I do if I only had 5 days to live? Suddenly everything gets reprioritized in a way that you couldn't have imagined. Well, don't put yourself in that predicament. Contemplate that now. And do that now. Inshallah, you will live many more years, but at least you will have changed your trajectory and your thinking, and you've reprioritized what's really important. Don't wait till calamity strikes and then start getting the right priorities. Start understanding that shit in this world is just not fucking important. It's just not. I just heard that what the fucker Drake. Ugh, there I said it. Ugh. Nurse. He bought a fucking mattress that's $400,000. A mattress, bitch. A mattress. I'm from the south side of Chicago. I'm the baby of 9, the third son of my father, and the last child from my mother. And I know what it is to make a pallet on the floor, bitch. A $400,000 fucking mattress. Does it levitate? Can you fly to a fucking other country on it? What does it do? What does a $400,000 fucking mattress do that my pillow top can't do? What does that do? It says to me, your fucking priorities are fucked up. Because the universe that I live in is you don't get to have a $400,000 mattress if there's even one homeless person that you know about. You can't have it. Not allowed. Because think about your own family. If you're a parent, you don't got no food. Then maybe the neighbor gives you $10. First thing you think is, I gotta give my kids something to eat before I eat. I remember as a child, I'm not gonna cry. Not gonna do it. Southside Chicago. I didn't know it. I was too young then. But I look back as I got older, and I saw so many nights. Y'all come on in this house and eat, my grandmother would say. Wash your hands and get to this table. And there we would all be eating, and she wasn't eating. We didn't have enough. I didn't know. And she never complained. Love her. To eternity. I've told you, my grandmother is the queen of my existence. I love her. I will never love or be loved by anyone or love anyone the way my grandmother loved me and the way I love her. It's so special and unique. That's what real love is. That's why I know what love is. That's why I've told you it's not a word. It's not. It's so many things, and it's so complete. And loyalty is on that list of things that make up the building or the mass of whatever that we're going to call love. You know, my grandmother was everything, but like I say, there was times she didn't eat. And here's Drake buying a $400,000 fucking mattress. I'm over it. Ann Ken says, my white coworkers can't wait to go back to their office, and I don't ever want to go back. I don't blame you. And let them take their white asses back. And if you got a can of fucking Corona, just spray the bitch in there and tell them it's safe. I'm over it. And you go on and you say, I was so happy when the governor of Illinois announced we'd be shut down for the month of May. Yeah. Because as someone who's very good with law, I can imagine a lawsuit. You know? The moment you make me go into an environment that's unsafe, the whole world knows that there's a pandemic. If I get so much as a sneeze, I want 500 million. Right there. Right there. And they're ignorant because they're opening themselves up for litigation. And we live in a very litigious society. And there are people out there, and I can't say I'm not one of them. I'm not going to get over on my people, but I'm definitely getting over on this fucking white devil. So if I work for or around fucking white people, you make me go back to work against my will, as soon as I go in there the first day, I'm sneezing. Anything I get, it's your fault. Anything. A runny nose, a sniffle, a sneeze, a hot chew, whatever I get, I'm blaming you. And now I want money. I want it. I want it. You've endangered my life. Because if there was a nuclear spill at some nuclear reactor, this is that. They go, well, you're safe to go over there, though. Well, you can go back to the reactor now. And you go, but it's still fucking radioactive. This is that. There's no difference. And if I were you, I would ask my employer, I would say, you can just write up your own thing and say, I'd like for you to sign this, what are we going to call this document? It won't be a waiver. It's going to be a writ of liability. You don't have to call it that. But whatever you want to call it, you can say, this is just to express that I'm coming in absolutely healthy, and that you agree to sign here that if I get so much as a fucking snivel, you're going to pay me, and you write some outrageous fucking amount down there. 100 million. Start at 100 million. Why not? Why not? I'm not joking, by the way. Start at 100 million and say, you sign that, and I'm back at work. Just sign it. And I'm happy to go back to my regular duties. And then they'll say, that's ridiculous. And you'll say, so the fuck is this? I'm over it. I think I heard that the lawmakers were drawing up something so we can't sue. Wouldn't that be interesting? Especially after the statement I just made. And practically, and for that fact, just by everything I've said up to this point, wouldn't that be interesting? And we don't put that past them, because I always say anything evil that you can imagine, they will and or have done it or are doing it. Because they are the source of evil. They just are. They just are. They just are. So, anyways, I'm not going to disrespect you guys' kindness and your time and your audience. As I say, from the moment I started this, I didn't, and it just did something. So it's definitely time for me to go, because it just did something. Maybe it went offline for a minute. Anyway, I really just came to speak, but I didn't have any choice but to be. So I just thought if people show up, that's fine. If they don't, it's fine, because I know it's late. So we'll land it here, because our first day of Ramadan starts tomorrow, and so I have to be. I'm up early every day, anyways, for the first prayer of the day. But it's earlier during Ramadan because you have to be up for what is known as suhoor, which is where you have to get up before the time you would normally get up now, because you have to eat before the first prayer. You understand? It's a whole thing. I'll break it all down when I discuss Ramadan with you guys and really break it down for you. So I need to get some sleep, or try. myself in a position where I can have the 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 opportunity for sleep. You understand what I'm telling you? So I look forward to seeing you all either later today or on Saturday. Um, one or the other. One or the other. All, akubli hada wa astaghfirullah. This is the judge.